Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Chris is blowing his nose. Perfect timing. Oh, my camera's acting up straight away, so we'll do this here.
Sweet.
So, hey, this is Squeegee Life Podcast. Hey, yeah. Coming at you.
The myth on tonight, man.
Yeah, we got the fucking... The Swami of window cleaning, Chris Lambrindes. What's up, Chris?
Right.
Hello.
The HMFIC.
So first things first. Let's get all the window cleaning nonsense out of the way.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Your window cleaning empire has expanded to the north coast or the west coast. Can you tell us? Can you tell us what your thought was behind that? Is there like an evil plan behind that, or are you just like, hey man, we're gonna have some super awesome shipping on the West Coast now too?
Well, we're shutting the location down. It's not that.
Oh, okay.
Tom was looking to get out of the business, and I'm looking to get more business, so it seemed like a good fit.
Right.
A lot of customer overlap.
Right.
We were eventually going to get a place on the West Coast. It's not going to be in California, though. It's not really super business friendly there.
Right.
We're looking at putting a place in Salt Lake City because from there you can ship 2 days to pretty much the entire West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a basic asset acquisition.
Okay.
Digital assets, inventory assets, that kind of stuff.
I think a better option would have been Royal Palm Beach, Florida, but that's me,
Yeah, it's pretty nice there.
I'm really surprised that the world headquarters wasn't built in Florida because you've been talking about I got to get away from the cold for the last 2 years. But you quit Voxer. You're not a Voxer guy no more. You decided that you're done with the Voxer life.
Yeah, man, I had to move over to back to Messenger. Voxer just became too overwhelming for me, and glitchy, and I don't know. I was like. I've been using Voxer for 10 years.
Yeah.
I used to just love it so much, and it just sort of like fell off with me.
Sweet dudes. Sweet dudes.
Yeah, so it was a good move. Acquired CWC, their assets, and in about a month, Tom's going to come over and work with us at WCR.
Oh, really? Cool. Oh, so you're gonna have him like as a sales guy and stuff like that, or
gonna run?
He's gonna work remote and handle basically that way. He could basically deal with all his previous customers, but the only difference is it'll be fulfilled out of our place.
Awesome.
Seems like it works out for everybody.
Tom does not like me. I have that effect on people. I have fucking fat.
So what's new with you guys? What's been up?
Same shit.
I don't know. I do all the talking, so somebody else can talk.
Is Jacob like a permanent fixture on here now, or you like the new fourth member, Jacob?
We haven't decided yet.
Yeah. Depends on how these tool times keep going.
Yeah, depending on how these tool times keep going. Sponsored by windowcleaner.com. It all depends. It all depends.
I like him, Jacob.
All right. Now, see, you're going to force our fucking hand.
Thank
I don't
you.
really think you should do that kind of shit online.
I think you should shut your mouth and let him talk. How about that?
Listen.
More Jacob.
Listen, don't put us in a fucking weird spot, dude. You know what I mean?
We can't just get rid of Jacob willy-nilly now.
Yeah, now we can't. Now people are going to be like, well, Chris said, and it's going to be like, then it's going to be all fucking awkward and shit. You know what I mean? Thanks a lot.
No,
That's fine. I'll just start my own podcast.
Do it, dude. Do it, dude. Do it on Tuesdays for like 3 weeks and then stop.
Oh,
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Oh, man. So, yeah, dude, I don't know. It's fucking gutter cleaning season. That's great. I really like it. It's my favorite thing to do. But,
yeah,
other than that, have you noticed an uptick in window cleaning sales, or are they going down? What's going on? You're the barometer here. Are we all about to die?
No, it's like right now, it's all where it should be. Everything, it's all business as normal, though. But if
right.
you go look at Twitter or something or turn on the
He said it
news,
was 15.
it seems like there's about to be some problems in the world.
You know, hey, I don't think you're too far off with that statement. I mean, there's did you see? I was here reading something today. Actually, I have an article I want to read to you guys later. It's too funny not to read. There's like a 25-day supply of
diesel.
What in the fuck?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. They're already rationing heating oil up by Seth. I know that to be a fact.
mean, like what
Really?
the yeah, dude.
Yeah,
dude.
Dude, you know what happens if trains and trucks can't run? Never mind Super Duties and you know what I'm saying? Imagine trains and trucks. Trains run on diesel.
If you bought it, a truck fucking brought it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, that's my
Right.
dad's favorite fucking statement. My dad's a big rigger. Billy Big Rigger is what I like to call him. And, bro.
You might lose your podcast studio.
Yeah. And my dad will be moving into the podcast studio. It's going to be rough.
Right.
Man, I went to fill my oil tank last week, and it was like $3,000 to fill the fucking thing. And I was like, yeah, why don't you just fill that halfway? Because like 2 years ago, it was $800 to fill the thing.
Yeah,
So-
I heard when I was up there, Seth, by the way, I apologize for not getting with you, but I had a punch list of stuff. You know, your weather sucks. Now I see why gutter cleaning is actually something because it rains leaves up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like nonstop. Like the trees are still full of leaves and I can't see the grass, you know? And then I look up at the gutters and they're packed full of oak and maple leaves. And I'm like, oh my God, this is, and then it starts to rain and I'm watching the water come over the edges of the gutter going, could this be more miserable? It's 50 degrees out. The rain's coming in sideways. You know, I mean, it's definitely a lot different where you are compared to what I got going on here. It's amazing. But
we don't have to worry about our houses being blown off the foundations either.
We couldn't get, my brother-in-law's house had two, I think they're either 50 or 100 gallon propane tanks. I don't know. They're huge, you know, like it'd be a great smoker. And they couldn't get, the trucks are only coming to his area like once a month. And we couldn't get a septic truck out because nobody's like driving unless they have to. And then I had heard the same thing you were talking about, Chris, is that for houses up there on heating oil, the average house was going to pay about $700 to $800 more to fill the tank. And that, maybe I'm wrong, Chris, but it could last like up to 2 months, a month and a half to 2 months. That's all you get out of it.
It all depends like what you're heating with it. Like my house, we have baseboard heating that's all powered by oil, and all our hot water is also oil. So like it's crazy.
You don't have a fireplace?
I do have a fireplace, and I have 8 cords of wood split and stacked, ready to go. So I'm going to be burning a lot of wood this winter to counteract that.
The inside of your windows are going to be nasty as shit.
They always are.
Do you know a window cleaner?
I know a couple, but I sort of almost enjoy keeping them a little bit dirty just for the irony factor.
Mine are filthy right now. So
Mine are. I'll be honest. Like the front door and the windows right next to the front door are fucking beautiful, but everything else fucking totally blows.
Mark, where were you up in this area? Where were you?
I was in New Hampshire in no, I can't think of the name. Seth, do you remember?
What were you, Peterborough? Petersboro?
No. Well, close to Peterborough, but I was in I was up in New Hampshire.
Burrowed somewhere, probably in Seth's butt.
Actually, they closed on the house today, so that's all done. And I had a punch list of things I had to do. You know, fix a bunch of receptacles, and you know, like when you bring in an inspector, which you know, I brought in an inspector to my house. You know, they pretty much tear it apart.
Right.
And it was like my wife gets this inspection report. I'm like, you're going to be upset. It's a 50-year-old house. You know, and I'm reading this report, and it says, we couldn't confirm if the ceiling fan over the staircase worked because the batteries for the remote control are dead. We suggest, listen to this, a licensed electrician could put batteries in the remote and check the fan. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you, man.
So I played electrician. I played carpenter. I had to try to figure out the heating system in the house, only to find my brother-in-law had this. He worked for a heating and air conditioning company. He started as an employee repairing them, and then eventually became a salesman. So he had the top of the line, everything in the house. Dude, there's this huge furnace, and I'm like, this thing is turned off. I wonder what it does. And I'm flipping switches, and LED lights are flashing and going off. Well, it turns out he has baseboard heaters, like you mentioned, but I guess they use hot water.
Yeah,
Through them,
which is a hot water boiler is the most efficient heating system there is in the universe. You can't get no better than that.
So he has that and central air. So I'm like, well, that's why it's probably more efficient to go on the central air because it's electric, you know. But dude, it's just crazy in different states. Up there in New Hampshire, granted, there's no sales tax and things are cheaper. Property taxes are high. We get the electric bill for the house that nobody's lived in for three or 4 months, and actually, I'm sorry, closer to 6 months.
I was gonna say it's been closer to 6.
Yeah, close to 6 months, and the only thing running is whatever needs to, you know, the house is using Ring cameras and a few other things, and the electric bill comes in for $40, which is okay, but they charge a delivery fee for the electric of $100 a month. Seth, do you have that?
It's not as high, but I have a delivery fee. Yeah, it's like 45, 50
That must
bucks
be for line maintenance and whatnot, right?
Yeah, it's whatever they're doing.
I dropped another 1,000 into my furnace.
Did you get that circuit board thing straightened out?
Yeah, that motherfucker cost. I finally, after all this time, remember, Chris, I asked you a long time ago if you could find me a circuit board for my furnace where you lived. I just now got the one I bought. Just now.
Really? That was like 2 years ago, dude, wasn't it?
No, it was last winter. Yeah. It feels like 2 years ago. It felt like 2 years ago, but no shit. Like it took almost 9 months to get that board in. But now the furnace is I've rebuilt the furnace from stem to stern. It's all brand new now. I had enough.
Awesome.
And I did it myself. You know what I did? I just took one wire off that bitch at a time. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What I usually do when it comes to something like that, because I'm not good with.
I'm not good with
non-moving
digicals.
parts.
I'm not good with with digicals. I'm not good.
Like
digicals.
Stuff that has non-moving parts is always intimidating to me. So, dude, I will take pictures of that shit with my phone. You know, even something as simple as hooking up my well pump. I'm like, take a picture of it, and then take everything off, and then refer back to.
That's exactly what I did.
Okay, the black wire was here, the red wire was here. The yellow wire was here.
So I got it all back together, and then it flashed me another code as soon as I turned it on. That the what was it? The pressure switch was bad.
Yeah.
So I had to change that.
Messing
out.
with the furnace scares me a tad because I always feel like the house is going to burn down.
Nah, man, there's an emergency valve on there, a gas shutoff valve, which is the most finicky fucking thing in the world. And if there is any kind of voltage error whatsoever, that fucker snaps shut.
I don't know, dude. My brother's is automated as much as it could probably be, again, because he was in that industry. I mean, like, the plumbing has all those crimps, and it's all fresh copper. I mean, it's almost art to somebody like me that likes to build shit. I'm like, somebody really knows how to do this kind of plumbing.
Shark bites.
But, dude,
Come
I
on,
turned
guy.
the switch
It doesn't
on for
take
that.
Any goofball can do that.
Walk up.
Dude, I flipped a switch for the furnace, and about 20 minutes later, my wife comes down into the basement, and she's like, "Hey," I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Do you smell that?" And I'm like, "No, what'd you do?" And she goes, "No, it's fucking propane. I smell propane." I'm like, "Uh-oh." I better start turning things back off because I have zero clue what I'm doing with this.
Maybe check to see if the pilot light's on before you go crazy.
I brought the neighbor over who knew my brother-in-law very well, and he's like, "Look, Dale put this in to eliminate that. He doesn't use the baseboard heaters. He has central air, and he's running that for the heat." And actually, the house was nice, but I will say, and again, being hot sucks, but being cold sucks worse. At least it does to me, you know? Like,
So what is your brother-in-law's place?
Yes. Yeah, my brother-in-law passed away 6 months ago, so we've been clearing out the house.
It's got to be at least 6 months because I remember when you called me and told me it was cold out, so it was spring.
Yeah,
just before spring.
Yeah, but I gotta say, he lived in Merrimack, Seth. I love the area. The people up there are very nice, just not arrogant and rude, I realize why you don't see any big four-wheel drives like we have down here, because every car's got to be inspected. None of my shit in the driveway would pass any of their inspections, probably,
Yeah.
But no,
But the motto is live free or die in New Hampshire.
Right.
It's pretty awesome there.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't got to
New
wear a
Hampshire-
seatbelt, no helmet laws. You can
Yeah.
buy
I
guns
heard that
easily.
was a really wild state.
It is,
Hampshire. I
yeah.
heard
It's also
that's
the
a really
poorest
wild
state in the country.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
the
mean.
most,
I mean wild as in like rural. Like it's a rural
Yeah.
state.
Their major cities are about, I don't know, 40,000, 50,000 at best.
Right.
So, a major city there is like the size of. I'm not saying Sandusky's not big, but I'm saying like that's like a major city.
Sandusky's
in New
not
Hampshire.
big.
No,
Yeah,
but
well-
and like New Hampshire, that's what would be constitute a big city.
I will say this too, commercially, because that's where I always look. I don't think I saw any dirty windows commercially, but
It's because Seth's doing them all.
residentially, man. Yeah,
Yeah, this is I'll do. I have to pay for heat. Come on now.
right?
I'm really glad when I moved in last year, the furnace was from the 60s. It's an oil tank, and I got it converted over. We had natural gas running from the street in the house, so I was like, let's do this, put in a brand new furnace. And now with oil prices, I'm kind of glad I did that.
So I've been seeing a lot lately, and maybe it's just me, but I've been seeing a lot of Zero ads. Especially with those two fucking nerds, Steve-O and fucking Jersey. But I mean, outside of those fucking nerds, I've been seeing a lot of advertisement for Zero. Is that you guys like kind of pushing in that area, pushing the brand?
Yeah. I mean, we built a new Zero website, so there's just more ads going directly to that.
Mhm.
The more we play around in this window cleaning industry, the more we just kind of want to do our own thing and build our own products and sell our own stuff. And we're getting super proficient now at like making stuff and
Well,
building
that kind of
systems. So
leads me to the question I really wanted to ask, and do you think that is where our particular end of the industry, like window cleaning, do you think that's where things are going to end up going, where suppliers are most likely going to be selling just their own branded tools instead of, say, having Unger? Unger would most likely at a certain point maybe go just to direct sales, you know what I mean? And would that kind of,
yeah.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think that's where things are kind of going?
Oh yeah. I knew like 10 years ago. I saw it coming. I knew like with the advent of the internet and like just the way commerce was going, I knew that all the suppliers would become their own manufacturers, and all the manufacturers would start selling direct.
Right.
Like Unger, for example,
Mhm.
their public-facing Unger Global website is built on the world's #1 e-commerce platform, Magento. They just happen to have a little snippet of code in there to remove the buy button. They could put that buy button in there at
And then
any
boom,
time, so
and
they
just
could
be banging it
yeah.
out. Yeah.
right.
Now, do you think, and this is, I may be asking too many questions and trying to let too many cats out of the bag, or, put you in a spot you don't want to answer, and if that's fine, if that's the way you feel, but is that going to lead, because I know you guys are really with Zero have really leaned into the manufacturing of the pure water delivery systems and the poles, of course. And I can only assume that a brush or brushes may be down the line. I mean, that's only logical. But do you think are you guys going to at some point, will there be Zero squeegee handles and squeegee channels? Will it get to that extent?
100%. We'll have
100%.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just pretty much.
We'll always sell other people's stuff though.
Right.
Unger makes cool shit.
Yes.
Everybody makes great stuff. Like we'll always sell it as long as they let us.
Right. Well, that makes good business sense. You know what I mean? Why?
Yeah.
Why paint yourself into a corner and be like, I'm only selling my shit and that's that. You know what I mean? You can't really expect to have a good business doing things that way. So I was just curious how that would work, you know what I mean? So I know there's not a lot, but there are places that do, have their own tools, their own hand tools of that nature, and it's just like kind of like a carbon copy of this or a carbon copy of that. So I was just wondering if that was kind of where it was leaning towards. Make sure if you do anything, make sure you make a 0 degree handle, and we'll be friends.
There you go. Yeah.
I have good plastic.
That
I know
other
you
one's
love
going to be
it,
hard
friends.
to beat, though.
Huh?
I know.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest with you, man. I mean, I really feel like I'm not like I have a couple of the accelerator handles, the flippity doodah handles, and I just do not like them as much as I like at the Unger 0 degree. And I feel, and it's just because of the simplicity of the tool. It's so simple. It's 3
I
prongs
honestly
and 2
don't-
prongs that go together, and it moves back and forth. It's so simple.
I mean, call me crazy, but I'm not so sure that other 0 degree handle is a true 0 degree.
Yeah, it feels like it's a little
negative
off, doesn't
one
it?
or negative
Yeah.
positive one.
I feel like you're
Yeah.
right about that. It doesn't go exactly 0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feels more like almost 10 degrees, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Are you
What it
telling
feels
us the
like.
accelerator's -5?
-5. That's why Jacob's on this fucking podcast. I'm not. I don't want your head to get any fatter than it already is. But
You can't get it. It can't get any bigger than yours.
Yeah. I got my extra large hat on today, bitch. But Jacob knows his tools. I will give that dude his props on that. Jacob knows his tools. He knows his WC Aura catalog. He knows all of the things. I'll give you that.
Well,
Jacob.
what's your segment called, Jacob? Is it a tool time with Jacob?
Stool time.
Okay. All right. Well, with that said, it's time for another episode of Tool Time with Jacob. Go ahead, Jacob.
What's up, everybody? Back again, Tool Time with Jacob, with our special guest, Chris. Today I'm going to talk about the accelerator handle. Kind of odd, but you know.
I didn't even know that.
-5.
-5.
Yeah, -5. There you go. Not only, there you go. Got me messed up now. I hate you. It's got a. I'm staring at you.
Well, believe it or not, there's a lot of
It's
people
well-
looking at you right now.
It swivels.
Yeah.
This is brand new. I just got it today, so it's kind of hasn't broke in yet. It swivels.
Okay.
It's got 5 different. It goes 40 degrees, 20 degrees, 10 degrees, -5, and -20.
Okay.
You could fit multiple different channels in this. A lot of people like to put a brass channel in it
Okay.
and use it that way. WCR sells it. It's a ultimate squeegee combo, or they did. It's a Steve-O thing. Fuck you, Steve-O. And that's about it. But if you want to purchase this, you always go to squeegeelife.com, click the WCR banner, revert you to windowcleaner.com, and there you go. Bing, boom, bam.
I'm kind of
Also, WCR is having a 10% off store-wide sale, so go check that
Yo,
out.
that
and get you some
poltergeist,
stuff at
hey,
a
that
nice discount.
poltergeist TV, get the fuck out of here, cuz. That was so good, dude. Thank you,
right.
Jacob. And that was another episode of
would need that, but that's probably good when you're cleaning storefronts and you want to clean a window next to the storefront that you're getting paid to do, like when you don't get paid to do from one position. -20.
And not
Very good
everyone
job.
Be like you. and
Jacob
just
is
watch
making
the
it
show
harder
instead of-
and harder every week not to call Tim.
That's great.
Every
Jacob,
week
please-
it's getting harder. You're doing a
Jacob,
great
please
job.
tomorrow send me a whole big list of tools you want to try out, so I can send you some stuff down, so you could, have new things to talk about on the show every week.
Yeah, hey Jacob, why don't we try out that new pure system that they got
Yeah.
going on over
We
there.
need
Yeah,
two of those.
that's-
Fucking.
That's a little much.
Yeah,
Dude,
by
that
the way,
fucking thing
tell
is
him you need
gangster.
that pump. You want that
Yeah,
pump.
you want the pump too, dude.
And at least 600 foot of hook.
Yeah, at least 600 foot hose. You got to make sure that you're testing it properly.
Yeah.
You know what I
TJ,
mean?
could you mute Chris for a minute so I can get the order in?
I will tell you this right now. That Zero Pure that I have is pretty fucking. It's pretty gangster. That thing is.
Which one do you have?
The Max.
Oh yeah.
That thing is fucking nasty, man. That is. Ooh, the window guy said he'll take your job. You suck at it, Jacob.
Mike, come on, buddy.
We have a new version of the Max coming out on Monday. It's the Max Plus. It has like 6 different upgrades on it. Painted neon green frame.
Ooh.
Updated, more high flow RR membranes. Chloramine filters. 20-inch DI canister. Pressure gauges. There's like 6 or 7 different little upgrades to it.
I think that is very smart. I mean, I know you and I had conversations about this before, and I was like, these fucking things right here, fucking all the colors of the rainbow. I mean, and you know what, dude? There's a lot of dudes out there that are gonna buy it because they have to have every color. You know what I mean? You're like,
Right.
That's like a thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, you should do that. You know what I mean? It's smart. It's smart. It's smart.
It's a pain in the ass inventory wise to have all these different colors.
I'm
of
sure.
things,
I'm
but
sure.
People like it.
I'm sure. I would like to, because we don't manufacture tools. I mean, we do the towels thing. Apparently super bad for some of you guys. Just hate the way we do towels. Fucking
They
pricks.
went out. They went out,
Jesus
by the way.
Christ, what a fucking dick. But anyways.
I got a half pallet of towels from you the other day, Mark. Send us an invoice.
Sweet. You got it.
He'll forget. I'll remind him.
I want to, in some way, I would like to do, like, you know how, like, you do limited runs of things, like, they only, like, like sneakers, like, they only sell a certain fucking amount of these sneakers. I would like to do that with Squeegee Life. Like, I've been trying to talk to Mr. Sorbo about that, but he ain't hearing none of that shit. Like a limited edition, like a limited run of like Squeegee Life branded tools, and there's only a few of them, and it's an experience, and you get to have it. Like the Transformer box, that was super smart. You know what I mean? That was smart by Unger. Here's a little limited run thing that we're gonna do for a little while, and people snatched them up just because they knew. Just like with the 50th anniversary Squeegees. You know what I mean? It's just smart. It's smart.
Totally
Smart.
Yeah. I agree completely. There's this like artist that lives by me. You've probably seen this guy before. His name's Alex Gray. He makes like psychedelic art. He did like all the Tool album covers.
Okay.
He's only like 40 minutes down the road from us, and he makes this like ridiculous psychedelic art. And he basically does everything in like runs of 1,000. So like the first 200 he sells, he'll sell for this cheap price. And then like the next 200, the price goes up a little bit. And the next 200, the price goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
So he kind of like rewards you for like getting it early. And then, the more unavailable becomes, the price goes up. And then they're like never made again, super collector's items. It's super cool.
Yeah, I try to do that with my window cleaning customers, but that hasn't worked out this year.
Chris, we actually have
now, and tomorrow it's going to be more.
Someone has a question. Chase Stockwell asks, Chris, is there a potential to run 3 poles with a pump? I'm assuming with that with that system, I don't see why not, man. I could run 3 off of my 12 volt. Mark, we were talking last podcast, and I need you to buy that pump from me.
Okay, how much you want for it?
I don't know. How much you think is fair, sir? It's inbox never opened.
I'll buy it, whatever it is. I need
$1,000.
$1,000? Okay, are you going to autograph it for me?
Yes. Limited edition. Limited edition,
I want
Mark.
Squeegee.
Yeah, limited edition, Mark.
No,
No, but seriously, whatever's fair. I mean, even if it's just cover the shipping and pay for half of what it's brand new. It's been never taken
Send
out
me
of the
model.
box.
I know it's the model that I have probably.
It's the
We'll
exact.
get with it.
It's the.
I'm interested.
You sent me the link, and I bought it straight from your link.
Okay.
I'll send you the relays and everything. I just was discussing with Seth that, man, if that thing goes to shit, man, I'm up shit creek waiting for a new pump. I'm just going to keep putting the old dunky old $100 pumps in there.
The plug and play pump.
And I'm going to tell you what, Mark, the Quality Pharma Fleet, the one with the valve stuck on it, that motherfucker's still running like a champ.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of things that I do, I overthink them. You understand what I'm saying? So in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm going to run 200 foot of 3/8, and I'm going to run 150 foot of 5/16 or whatever, 8 millimeter, whatever it is. So I want, 7 gallons a minute, and I want 65 psi because I know it's never going to falter. The problem is when you start getting into that much volume of water, is high amperage, okay, which affects everything. Whereas I would assume that a smaller pump, higher psi, but lower GPM is going to be less amperage and probably less issue over time. Is that what? I understand what you're saying. You want to be able to just swap something out.
I just want to be able, if it breaks, I can go to Quality Pharma Fleet and fix it.
Yeah.
If I go the 24 with the new pump, I'm gonna have to replumb the bitch.
Yeah.
It's got to be replumbed and it's got to be rewired. You know what I mean?
Yeah, heavier gauge wire.
Heavier gauge wire. So if something was to happen, and what am I stuck without that now? You know what I mean? I've become so reliant on it. It's almost
I understand.
The Tanner skid.
To keep on the shelf.
Yeah, the Tanner skid is like my Squeegee now. It's one of those things like, man, I'm not fucking pushing no fucking water fed pole fucking machine around in the grass. I'm not doing that anymore. I just roll the hose off my truck. You don't have to have a skid, guys, but if you get yourself a 25, 50 gallon tank, a battery, and a fucking 12 volt pump, and make your water at home before you leave, or maybe you have, like, I'm going to take my old X2, Chris, I'm going to set it up in the truck like Craig's got his, so I can even fill on the job if I want to, and I got my 12 volt pump delivery system with my reserve tank, so I can roll up anywhere, do whatever I want. I mean, I'm telling you, I know Seth knows what I'm talking about. That thing is fucking, dude, it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Well, it's especially with having the van, I can run that system year round if I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like if I weather's not really an issue for me.
Right.
The other thing you run, at least in the north, is a lot of people are shutting their water off this time of year.
Yep.
So if you pull up, you want a water fed pole, irrigation's been shut off, the house has been shut off.
For me, it's made me more profitable on the islands, because before I would go to the islands and I'd be stuck with, like off a sump pump, you know what I mean? Like, and trying to run a pure water system off of that is like, it's not good. It does not work. Like you have no power to rinse. It's terrible. And once I got that, now I'm doing what I couldn't only do like one a day. You know what I mean? I'd have to ladder everything. Now I'm just banging them out 2, 3 in a row. I'm killing it, man. Killing. # killing the game. I wish we had Keith Caliphas on here to say it. We're killing it.
Hello.
His TikToks are so motivational, man. The blueprint.
Man, you guys all on the TikToks? I know TJ is.
Yeah, I'm all over the TikToks. You guys are still on the TikToks.
Yeah, we're on the TikToks, but man, TikTok sucks. Like,
yeah, tell them the story,
I was telling
Chris.
TJ this the other day, but like, we have 20 computers in the office, and like I have this like network thing, so I could see kind of like what's drawing all the network traffic, and we only have one social media phone that's on TikTok. And I was looking at the internet traffic one day, and I could see that TikTok was the biggest source of traffic on all the computers, and TikTok from this one phone accessed every single computer in the office and was uploading and downloading stuff all day. And that's what you agree to let it do in the terms of service. You can let it you're letting it access every other device that's on your Wi-Fi router. It's
not me.
Kind of scary.
So
what do you?
I like, my computer is hardlined and there is no Wi-Fi connection to my computer. And
you don't got Wi-Fi in your house?
I have Wi-Fi in my house, but my computers don't run off of it.
So you have Wi-Fi off on your computer. But
Yes.
yeah, but dude, yeah, but your phone, your computer is Ethernetted into the router.
Yeah, but it never shows up in my logs that TikTok's swiping data off my computer. I don't get anything in the logs that it's saying that it's doing that. How does it have a... Well, I mean, that's like nefarious, man. That's not like fucked up. That's nefarious. If they're doing... Like, because it's not a Wi-Fi enabled device. You know what I'm saying?
Connected to it's going through the router.
That's fucking whack sauce.
Router.
Yo, because when we talked about it before, the only thing I was like, listen, what are they gonna get? Some dick pics? I mean, they're small. What are they gonna? They're not gonna show them to nobody. I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now you got me. Now, now I'm all worried. I'm a little concerned. You know what I mean? A little concerned.
What are they gonna do with them?
Right.
What you're buying, what you're talking about, everything. I mean,
well, my fucking come on, guys. Let's be honest. You got a fucking phone. You walk everywhere with it. If they want to listen, they're listening. There's nothing you could do about it.
No, true, but you're
just weird, man. It's weird.
Listen, you could turn a phone off. You could turn your power of your phone down, and they're listening to that shit still. Come on, dude. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. They had the CIA had, and the Russians, the KGB had listening devices that they used to that would recharge themselves just by the motion of a building in the wind.
What do you mean?
Listen, back in the 60s, the KGB had like bugs, like listening devices that were powered by the perpetual motion of buildings blowing in the wind.
Really?
Yes. So any kind of movement in like a structure would recharge that. Yeah, dude. And apparently, not apparently, everything moves. You know what I mean? Everything that's built is move. I know people think the Earth is flat and we're in a simulation and we're in a dome and all that, you fucking nerds. But the world is like it's spinning around in circles and shit's happening all the time, man.
Yeah, but it's still a simulation, man.
Okay.
The world's not flat, but it's a simulated.
All right.
world.
Okay. All right. I'll give you the simulation, but I'm not doing the flat Earth thing. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Silly.
The flat Earth thing makes me I get violent. I don't know why. Like it's so unnecessary.
Dumbest motherfuckers on the
It's
planet.
so unnecessary. My anger is not. I'm like I need to go on an ayahuasca trip. Maybe that's what I need because I need to go talk to the aliens because. When I see a TikTok about flat earthers, I want to find him and I want to beat him to death. I want to beat him until my fucking elbows are bloody. I fucking hate all those dudes. Like you make me sick. And this is I always say to them the same thing. I don't argue with them about like refractals and this fucking goofy shit that they're always talking about in the ice wall and all that shit. I just want to know why, if the Earth is flat, why the fuck are they keeping it a secret? I want you to tell me why they will not just tell us it's why. What's the big deal? If we find out tomorrow the Earth is flat, what are you guys going to do? We're going to go to the store. We're going to buy things. I mean, the world's not going to shut down. What's that? Just tell me. I mean, what's the big deal?
10th grade dropouts from Kansas City explained to me, like doing science. I'm like, dude, I'm good. I'm good.
I just don't understand. Levi is right. Listen, he said, why would every government on Earth agree to lie about the shape of the Earth? It just doesn't make sense. Space isn't real, man. It's CGI, bro. That rocket hit a dome. That's what happened, bro. The rocket skipped off the firmament. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Dude, if this is the simulation,
my answers are always why would they lie about it? And the other one is don't breed. That's my favorite one. Don't breed. Whatever you do, don't have kids.
Right.
I love how this conspiracy set you off so much,
dude. It's the only one that does it.
Some other conspiracy.
It's the only one. I mean, I believe that the moon is hollow, but the only one that bothers me is the flat Earth because it makes
it's so
no
stupid.
fucking sense. Like everything else in the universe, which Jupiter and all that shit. If you say, then why are all the other planets around? Like space ain't real, man. Like what are we fucking living under a projector? You fucking retard. Like come on, dude. I can't do it. I can't. I cannot.
My favorite and I've talked about it 500 times,
What?
is birds aren't real. Is my absolute favorite conspiracy that exists. I love
Dude, that
birds
is so good. But dude, that's not a conspiracy. That's just trolling. That's just straight trolling.
I know, but it's the greatest trolling of all time. Like, there's
Yeah.
now
So
people
birds are
really
fake.
believe it. It's the best.
You better not tell that to Richie Blue. Holy shit, he would lose his shit.
Listen, you want to know why COVID? You know why the COVID? See you later, Damien. You know why the
Yeah, see,
COVID
Damien.
lockdowns happened? Because they needed to change the batteries in all the birds, dude.
I still say I've never seen a baby pigeon. So I'm like,
Man, those are
Pigeons
mad facts, bro. Mad facts.
never seen a baby pigeon.
Have you ever seen a
tons
baby
of
pigeon?
birds.
Have you ever seen a Chinese person at the gas station? Have you? Have you ever seen a Chinese person pumping gas?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen a
Damn,
Have
now
you
that
ever
you
seen
say
a
that,
commercial?
no.
Have you ever seen a commercial for a Chinese restaurant?
No,
You haven't.
One I have. No, there's one. There's
You're a
one, but
fucking
no.
liar. Then it's not a real Chinese restaurant. Some white dude owns that shit.
No,
There's no way a China, as Mark would call them, a Chinaman. There's no way a Chinese dude.
Don't
There's
get me
no
in
way an Asian person. Now listen, there's no way an Asian person runs that restaurant by himself. He's got a partner that's
Mark
white.
would say those Oriental.
Listen, Seth.
Maybe he has a partner. They are the face of it.
He's got a white partner, bro. There's no way, dude. Fra ra 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 ra. Hey, tell me. Hey, when do you guys think a Christmas Story is going to get canceled?
They better never
dude.
cancel that.
Oh, dude,
It's
they're
got to
gonna
be
cut
close, just because of what I just did
everything.
right there, right? You know?
Yeah. They'll
There's-
just cut the last 2 minutes off the movie. Yeah.
Dude, CBS just won't be a station any longer.
yeah.
That's how they make all their money. Is from that. 24
They run
hours.
they run the 24 hours of a Christmas Story, man. That's Ohio shit, man. Christmas Story, what's up, dog?
It's on in my house all Christmas Day while I'm
Me
drinking
too.
whatever.
I leave it on.
It's just
Yeah.
repeat in the background.
Well, I'm not saying that
I heard you
pigeons
could
aren't
like
real.
Airbnb that house. Can you can like stay there right for the night?
I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
I-
stay there for the night, but I know you can go and visit the house.
Yeah.
It's like a museum. Yeah, I don't think you can Airbnb it though. You might be able to Airbnb something that looks like it, but the actual house is like something you go and visit.
Huh. I
Like
thought
a
I
museum.
was reading something you could pay to stay there at night.
I mean, maybe they changed it. Maybe that's what they do now. I don't know, man.
I'm
I don't
just
know.
wondering if the Bumpus's dogs are there.
Huh?
That's all. If the Bumpus's dogs are there.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's where they're
Give
gonna
me-
cut the movie off with the Bumpus' dogs.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna. Yeah, you're never gonna see the orange duck. You're never gonna see it. It's terrible, dude.
Jari.
Rah 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 rah. That's my favorite.
It's so good.
So good.
So
I cut the head off the duck.
I was looking through stuff, and this isn't recent. This is from 2017, so it's not nothing recent. But I was just reading something, and then I seen this, and I was just like, "What the fuck, dude?" So this is I don't know where it's at. It's in Colorado Springs. Maybe I wish Steve-O was here. Maybe he could like confirm this. You know what I mean? It's alleged mad pooper in quotation marks. Spokesman says pooping in public is a First Amendment issue. In case you missed it, Colorado Springs neighborhood has been under attack from a woman dubbed the Mad Pooper. The woman, a jogger who has recently been identified as Shirley, has been terrorizing residents by stopping during her runs and literally pooping on their lawns. Sometimes
I've seen this.
Sometimes
Yeah,
in front of their
I've read
children.
this.
So far, authorities have been able. Hey, maybe some people that are listening haven't, you cunts. He said that Shirley is sorry for desecrating people's lawns, but she has is not to be held accountable, as she is suffering from a traumatic brain injury. He added in that she had
Yeah, well, I
gender
will
she
say
had
this.
gender reassignment surgery. I don't know why that's relevant.
Okay,
but-
so that answers everything. Number one.
They're
Number
just a
two,
shit
I'm not
everywhere.
a violent man, but if Shirley shows up in front of my house and drops a hot coil, she's getting a fucking bat to the head. That's all I'm gonna say.
That would anger you? I would find it hysterical.
No, I would laugh, and then I would throw up, and then I would chase Shim with a bat.
I don't see you running.
Oh, I'll run. I'll throw the bat then.
You know, that's true. I can't picture Mark running either.
Yeah, no, I can run. Number one. Number two, you ever see a tranny try to run with a duct tape penis? That's not going to be comfortable.
No. Well, apparently you have, if you know.
Okay,
Dude,
Jacob, keep it
bro.
up. Fixing to make you cry.
I hate to change topics, but man,
Go ahead,
Thank
man.
you.
Eddie Stewart's Halloween costume of Mark was so good.
Yeah, it was good, right?
It wasn't that good. Like
Yeah.
I missed it. I must be blocked on Facebook again. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious.
That's terrible. I wish you wouldn't have blocked me. That's kind of gay.
I think the one of you, Chris, it looks like he put shoe polish on his face. I'm like, what is he doing now?
Yeah,
I didn't-
pretty great, huh?
Yeah.
Mark, what did he do of you? How did?
He put on like shoulder pads and he's wearing flip flops, which I don't wear flip flops often, but he's got a bucket full of money. I'll
He's
send.
got like
I'll
some kind of like
screenshot.
tight shirts and like some sunglasses that like,
Yeah.
you know, might wear.
Yeah. I'll
They're like
screenshot
Oakland or
it and
something.
send it over in the boxer.
Yeah, because
Pretty
Seth can't see it because he's not on Facebook, and I can't see it because I'm blocked.
I'll send it
So.
over.
Well, if I had Facebook, I'd probably be blocked anyway.
yeah.
Right.
Especially after last week.
You should be so happy you're not on Facebook. It's a total cesspool.
Right.
It's the greatest
Oh,
thing ever.
Seth, if Jacob keeps doing the job that he's doing, I'm leaving too. Jacob went ahead and posted that you were going to be on the podcast tonight all by himself. I didn't even have to tell him. He even left a link there and the time. I was like, man, I don't even need to be here anymore. Like, yeah, Jacob.
I've been
Hey,
doing
shut
it
up.
ever since you gave me the privilege of doing it. Anytime we have a guest,
This
last
is the
week,
first
I
week.
put
This is the
Greg-
first week. This is the first week.
Dude,
I actually,
Really? You don't fucking pay
Jacob has access to things that he should not have access to. That's what I've just
This
now
is great.
realized.
I like Jacob being on here. It's a good addition to the show.
Oh, this is
Task
terrible.
him with something. He just goes out and makes it
my
happen.
God.
Love it. I
This, Chris, hey, I hope you, guys enjoying this because this will definitely be the last time Chris ever comes on this fucking podcast. Now we have been rendered completely helpless. Now we cannot, there's nothing we can do about Jacob now. Now we're stuck with this fucking douche. That's great.
You do what the boss says.
Yeah. Hey, man. We're all on the payroll, dude. We're all on the payroll,
everyone
dude.
knows we all work for
Yeah,
WCR.
we all
you
do.
know?
Just
So-
ask anybody. I can't have an opinion about anything. Oh, that's because that's what they told you to say. Oh, okay. You
We
guys.
send out the morning propaganda report.
Yeah.
like,
I get an
CIA
email
does to
every
news
morning.
stations.
Yeah, I get an email every morning so I know exactly what to say on social media to toe the company line.
yeah. Some reason it's written in German, but I still can read it.
Yeah, I can promise you guys that if that was an actual email, I would totally be not an asshole like I am. Like, I don't know if you've seen the robots that are Jersey and Steve-O, but I would be programmed just like those guys, and I am not. So, you see their programming is effective, but they didn't do it on me, so I can't be on, you know what I mean? I'm not a paid company shill like all you guys say that I am. I get that all the time. You're a fucking shill. What?
Tomorrow's message, I'll deploy it now. Everybody rip the sleeves off their shirts and take a selfie.
Totally gonna do it too, dude. That's like the most bro dude thing to do. Is like, you know. No shirt sleeves and jean shorts all year round. You know, you got to have the jorts on. That's called the Mark Tanner.
Cool look, bro.
Mark stopped wearing the jean shorts because we made fun of it too much. I don't think he wears them anymore.
I have
Mark
not seen Mark in a pair of jorts since we started hammering him about jorts.
I bet he's got them on right now.
No.
He has cargo shorts on, guaranteed. No, does he?
See?
He's got.
Yeah, look at that hog, dude.
Shorts, right?
Holy shit, he stands up for the chair. You see his ankles.
Well, the funny part about it is when he was standing on the chair, you could still see his head.
Yeah.
I won't rebuttal that one.
That was so good. so good. Oh man, I don't know. I will say, not having you around, Mark, kind of sucks sometimes. You know,
Well, I
like
appreciate that.
last week sucked. I didn't feel good. It would have been nice if you were there because Seth, it does not talk, and Jacob only do 2 times. Jacob do 2 times.
That is not a true statement. I definitely talk.
Yeah, I would have got
Oh,
to meet Grace too.
I do
you know?
2 times.
I do 2 times.
Yay!
Do you know when you?
I'm totally yanking that audio off of here, and that's the way that opening's
That's
gonna
the
be.
intro. Yep.
Yeah, every two times. I do 2 times. Yay!
You ever seen Kindergarten Cop?
Do I
You
need
ever
to
seen-
start making TikToks
Yes.
about you?
Yes, go ahead. You've already made Jersey Matt so mad he don't watch the show anymore. You didn't see Jacob's TikToks with Jersey, Chris?
No, man.
It was
the only
some of
TikToks
the-
I ever look at are ones you send me. That's it.
Oh
And I
yeah,
don't even
see,
have
I like
that.
that about
just
you. I
use
like
the
that
crap.
about you. I like that about you, Chris. I send Chris all of the crazy conspiracies, all of them. But anyways,
Oh, you don't
Gee,
send
I
it-
believe
you
them all except for Flower.
only thing each person gets a certain thing. I share conspiracies with Chris, holy shit news with Chris. I share Jerry's kids to fucking Seth. That's all I share to Seth.
You guys are bad.
That's kind of true.
That's all I said is
Down
Syndrome. Like my TikTok algorithm is the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life, guys. It's totally wild, dude. Window cleaning, fucking aliens, and fucking Jerry's kids doing all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Just living life. It's the best thing ever, dude. It's the best things ever, dude. Their TikToks, they when I see a kid with Down syndrome or a man or a woman with Down syndrome living their best life, how does that not warm you up and not make you laugh? They're fucking, it's excellent, dude. Like
TJ.
the guys that, like the dude that drinks beer, the dude that was drinking beer did the Stone Cold with the 2 glass
Yeah.
beer bottles in the jacuzzi. They're like, don't break them together, don't break them. He goes, and smashes beer bottles everywhere, dude. It was fucking hilarious.
funny
It's
shit.
funny, man.
TJ, do you see that one that I sent you with the Down syndrome kids singing Bon Jovi?
Yes.
I
Dude, it's the best, dude. I love
Was it
them,
Living
dude.
on a Prayer?
No, it's my life.
It's my life.
I had to
Yeah.
pull my truck over to the side of the road.
Dude, they're so good, dude. I like the one I had. My favorite one right now is "What Happened." I love that, dude. What happened, Cleveland Browns? What happened? You lose, Cleveland Browns. It's so good, dude.
People make montage clips of him and like ghosts put him in the background. It's like, what happened?
What happened? Pittsburgh Steelers, what happened? He says it just like that, not real loud. It's just real close to his face. What happened? It's the best thing in the world, dude. It might be the best, like Steve said, that it might be the best video on the internet right now. That might be Terry, back up, Terry. That might be the new backup Terry right there.
Yeah. I think it is.
Back up, Perry, back up.
Oh yeah, that I don't bring that up anymore because it was the most hateful, rude thing you could ever do on our country's holiday, the birth of our country, and I'm gonna make fun of it. Okay, Perry. Yeah, I'm gonna make fun of it, motherfucker.
That was the best ever.
I know, it was so good. Those were the days, man. Like, why can't that dude like fucking like start like being relevant again and not sucking anymore so I can fucking pick on him some more, dude. I miss picking on that dude. It was so much fun, dude.
Does that
You
still
won.
exist? Is that
You won.
still around? Chris, are they
I
still
pooped my
around?
pants once. You know, my sphincter
did?
didn't work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, kinda. I guess I don't know.
Well,
Last
while
we
he's
talked
busy
about that-
making reflective vests and
Yeah,
flashlights.
and bug sprayers. Remember he was doing bug sprayers for a while.
No, it was foggers for COVID. You piece of shit.
Yeah,
you know what it
yeah,
was.
Yeah,
And it was
Yeah,
hey,
come on.
and that reflective vest could save a life while blowing snow or
it-
something. You
It
don't
was
know.
it was a can of Raid with a sticker on it that said "Reach It" on it.
This is the thing. I don't like the fact that he made it so you couldn't comment and pick on him no more. I don't like that.
Dude,
I didn't like
drag
that.
the dude over the coals. You know, I mean, like
But every now and then you want to,
Alright.
poke the bear a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you're the reason of that. Thank you.
I think he turned comments back on, by the way.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll go see.
Oh God.
I just like to, hey man, you know what I mean? I like to say hello. You know what I mean? Like, I
Gotta
heard
keep
that.
people on their toes. I get it. I
Hey,
get it.
you know what's funny? What's funny is this. Like last week, some shit went down, and I got another report. Somebody tried to take that video of Lee Burbridge and Perry down again. They tried to file another copyright claim on me. Out of nowhere, out of the blue, I got a copyright strike on my channel. But, they took it off because you're not smart. So, it doesn't work. I know what I'm doing and you guys don't. And it bothers you. I got you guys doing the booty butt thing on my video.
So he posted a video 2 weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
and yes, the comments are on.
Ooh.
So when someone flags a video like that, I don't know how it works. Like, do you see who did it? Like,
Yeah. Because YouTube sends you an email and says, hey, this guy just filed a copyright strike against you. And then it also shows you the whole email. But, I'm trying to...
So it's probably Lee, right?
Yeah. The guy's a weirdo. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I just think it's funny that even after all this time, I'm still renting space in those two dudes' heads. It's fucking excellent.
Well, I thought it was funny. He sent me a Facebook message asking me not to post about the Squeegee Life podcast.
We're not. Yeah, I guess what was the group? Window cleaning. I don't know. It's a group comparable in size, not as big as Pro Window Cleaning, but close to it. So Lee's, I'm assuming it must be Lee's group because, he sent Jacob a private message and said we're not allowed to share.
Yeah, I thought someone said that guy was dead.
Even though I have got all kinds.
If people say, well, what happens when you die? Well,
and we're back.
We're back online?
Yeah. I have no fucking idea what happened. Hey, whatever you do, guys, don't say none of that stuff ever again on here, guys. Wherever it was we said, don't say it ever again.
Mark and I are in the middle of a super
Should we test it out?
Yeah, Mark, keep going.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is if you don't believe there's nothing there after you die, then ask yourself the question of where were you before you were alive? You know what I'm saying? There's just nothing there. Am I right?
Infinite nothingness.
Right.
It can't.
Right.
Yeah.
What else can there be?
Oh, you ever hear the story of the egg?
No.
Oh, it's super interesting. You can look it up. It's a pretty famous story, and a lot of people have animated it. But it's essentially the egg is the egg is the universe, and basically like I am you, you are me, I'm Jacob, Jacob's me, I'm Seth, and essentially we're all here living out every single life. So you die, you get reincarnated immediately, and there's no such thing as time in this. So you could just go back and be, a person from 500 BC, and essentially you keep reincarnating until you have recycled through every potential possible life that's ever lived, and then you kind of from there graduate on. So you're just essentially doing this infinitely over and over and over again.
Right. Well,
super interesting.
I've always been kind of on the fence, Chris, about all that, but after these two things happened, I'm not freaked out about it, but it's got my attention. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I experienced it. I saw this happen, and I'm like, this is fucking weird. I mean, it just is. It's weird.
Well, time is a weird thing to begin with, right? Because we're all experiencing it at the same time, but have completely different viewpoints of time happening continually. You know what I'm saying? You and me are existing in the same time frame, but your point of view is completely different than mine. Yeah. So it makes you think why is time constructed the way that it is? You know what I'm saying? And does everyone feel this way? I don't know. It's freaks me out a little bit thinking about
when I lost my father, he used to show up in my dreams at least once or twice a week, and it was always along the lines of, It's going to be okay. I'm okay. Everything is fine. And so part of me says rationally, it's because he's in my head. And it's tragic that I lost my dad. And part of me says, to soothe me, he's coming to say, I'm good. I'm okay. It's time to live your life. So I mean, that's 50% true. You know what I'm saying? I believe in 50% of each, so I'm still on the fence.
I believe in an afterlife. I don't believe that lights go out completely.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way lights go out completely.
I think it's because we are a unique electrical machine, and people don't realize that we're made of energy. This is all lightning strikes inside of our brain, the little synapses, the little snaps in between this and that's our fibers. It's all electrical, you know what I mean, down to the atoms. It's all electrical, so it's got to be some kind of transference of energy. So
yeah, and energy doesn't die. You know what I mean? You can't make energy go away. Energy always persists in one form or another. So I feel like that definitely carries on in one way or another.
I don't know, dudes. You guys are tripping.
So, all right, welcome back to the Nature of Consciousness with the Squeegee Live podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
What I need is an Apple repair technician. That's what I need. Or a new Apple computer.
Why don't you just wipe it out and start fresh?
So wipe it and start fresh. All right.
That solves everything.
It does?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you do that? How do you do that?
You just, I'll send you some instructions. You just reinstall the OS and just blow everything out and do a fresh reinstall, and you're good as new.
Oh, man, then I got to do that. I've never done anything like that before.
System dump. Yeah.
Oh, shut up, Seth. Oh,
What?
system dump. Yeah.
I've had to.
Why don't
do
you
that
drink
with
another
some-
fucking beer out of the side of your mouth? Shut the fuck
I don't
up.
have a beer. Not today.
Seth
Fuck
just
face.
made me feel like a total fucking retard right there, because I know how goofy fucking Seth is, and he's like, yeah, duh.
No, I'm kidding. I've done some problems with desktops where you have to clear everything and.
Chris Salazar, do you have a Squeegee Life membership card? Chris Salazar, answer me now on the podcast. You have to, right? Somebody said they didn't have one, and they've been a fucking member for 2 years. And I feel terrible about it. I'm gonna send you one of my kids to work for you.
Yeah.
So, has anyone else experienced any kind of visitation?
I already took a system
theoretical
dump.
afterlife.
What's that?
Has anyone else experienced any?
I
strange
have about I want to say about 8 months after my grandmother died, and maybe a few months, maybe a couple of weeks after my grandfather died, there was a space right there after the both of them passed away that there was some really weird shit going on in the house. You know what I mean? And so much so that me and Jason Snyder hadn't talked in a couple of years. It freaked me out to the point where I actually called Jason Snyder. I'm like, hey bro, I think I got some shit going on here at the house.
Yeah.
Now Jennifer and the girls are in our bedroom, which used to be the game room. My grandma called it the game room. They had a living room with white carpet and couches you never sat on. You know what I mean? And then they had another living room where everybody hung out and they watched TV at. There's a fireplace in there or whatever. Well, our bed's in there now, and the girls are in there folding clothes. They were sitting on the bed folding clothes watching television, and they all three of them saw the picture on the wall that was crooked go straight. And that's, enough for them to audibly be like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And not too long after, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that, I was sitting on the couch. It was not a hot night, but a warmer night in September, and we had all the windows open, and I'm sitting on the couch, and I tell Jennifer, I say, Jennifer, will you grab me a bottle of water? And she didn't say nothing. I was like, you're in the kitchen. Will you please bring me a bottle of water? She didn't say nothing. So after about 2 or 3 minutes, I got my lazy ass off the couch to get my own bottle of water. And I walked in there, and there was nobody in the kitchen. I saw a shadow of a person on the wall. I seen a shadow on the wall. I saw a shadow, and I thought it was Jennifer. And I walked into the bedroom, and Jennifer was sleeping. So I saw something like it's undeniable. You can't tell me different. I know I saw something. I mean, there's nobody can convince me that I did not see something, dude. I know. Just now talking about it gives me chills.
Sure.
Fucking it. It was like, and I'm gonna say this. It's not persisted. It hasn't persisted, but that short amount of time there was a lot of weird things. My grandparents lived in this house the majority of their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They moved here in the early 70s and lived here until the 2000s. So this is, they spent a lot of time. Their energy is in this house. And I just, there's nobody that can convince me otherwise. You just can't convince me that I did not see. There was a person standing in that fucking kitchen. Yeah. And I got up and walked in there. Jennifer was zonked the fuck out. There's no way she could have been in the kitchen, walked through without me seeing her, got into bed and fell asleep within a 5-minute time frame. There's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The girls weren't there. Uriah was a little feller on the couch. No, he was. I used to have a little TV next to the big TV because Uriah liked to play on the PlayStation 4, and I like to monitor what's going on with my fucking... At the time, he was like 5 or 6. He was probably smaller than that. He was a little dude. He was in diapers, so probably like 3 or 4-year-old. And he's on playing the PlayStation. That's how he fixed his eye, by the way. He had a lazy eye, and the gaming fucking straightened it out. But anyways, so it wasn't Uriah, but there was something in that fucking kitchen, man. Not to mention... There is photographic evidence of my grandfather peering in on me in the barn while making a YouTube video.
Harry.
No, it was TJ is what he did in the fuck on Voxer. What a fucking piece of shit. Chris, did I ever share that picture with you?
No.
I did a YouTube video standing in my barn, and I happened to mention something about the door. Somebody mentioned in the comments, "Hey man, did you see that door behind you kind of shut when you mentioned your grandfather? I wonder if the place is haunted." I was like, "Yeah, I noticed that. It was completely still, muggy as shit out that day. So, and those doors are heavy as fuck, so they don't just swing by themselves." So Mark, my grandfather's only been dead for like 3 or 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, it's fresh. And this motherfucker sends me a fucking picture of my grandfather. Superimposed, looking around the fucking shed door. And he sends me a fucking a Facebook messenger voice message, says, TJ!
Fucking asshole.
Dude.
Asshole.
Jennifer was like, oh my God. I was like, it's Mark. What do I say to him? I know there's no malicious intent there. He's just like, he's trying to make me laugh. He's trying to make me feel good. He knows I have to say, but I'm just like, dude, like, he's not even like, man, we ain't even got him back from the funeral director yet, dog. He still ain't, you know what I mean? He ain't been put in his urn yet, dude.
That's a little much, Mark. It's a little much.
Yeah, well, I honestly made that, and I did think about it for a long time before I sent it.
Well, he told me, he's like, I've been holding on to this for a week. I hope you don't get offended. And then I was like, man, you're good. And then he sent me the picture, and I started laughing. And then that's when he did the voice back.
Okay, so I'm gonna send Chris. I'll send it. Chris, you don't have Voxer anymore?
No, he doesn't do the.
No, I got it. I just don't check it. But yeah, if you send it, I'll go look at it.
Okay, I'm gonna send you something. This is what I did. My brother-in-law, as we know, passed away 6 months ago, and his neighbor. I'm gonna send this to you guys first. I don't know if you could zoom in because I can't on my Voxer because I don't pay for it. But I sent it. My brother-in-law's neighbor, who he was very friendly with. Let me pull you up, Chris. He was maintaining the yard while we were away. So I sent this to him, and to this day,
Jesus.
He is fucking freaked. I thought he wasn't going to get it. Okay, I'll send it to you now, Chris. Okay? And dude, when I showed up, I go, "Did you zoom in on that picture?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I showed it to the wife, and we started looking at your brother's pictures online, and we can't find." He goes, "That is the fucking strangest thing," you know. I'm like,
And
Mark,
somewhere,
you've been so good with the Photoshop.
yeah,
I'm getting good, right?
somewhere, Mark's brother-in-law is laughing his ass off right now.
Oh yeah, because that's the kind of
Yeah.
I said to Kate before I sent it, I go, "Listen, I don't want you to think that this is disrespectful." She goes, "Are you kidding me? Dale would be laughing his ass off."
That's fantastic.
I think Kate's been married to you long enough to know what you're going to be up to
Yeah,
anyway.
after 28 years, you probably don't. Nothing surprises, you know.
I feel like when I think I've told TJ about this before. I feel like when I was a little kid, like real little, like 6 or 7 maybe. Like I feel like I saw the Mothman, and
Yeah.
it was like I don't know what the fuck it was. I was like in my living room, like sitting there, like goofing around as a little kid. I was like hanging upside down on the couch, and like I saw this like thing like fly by me, and I remember it scared the shit out of me, and I had totally forgot about it. And then, like 25 years later, I'm sitting in the movie theater with some chick watching the stupid Richard Gere Mothman movie, and I like freeze up. I'm like, oh, I feel like I've seen that thing, and it like I turned white, like I just turned like I could feel the blood drain out of me, and it like all came rushing back to me. This thing that like just zipped by me as a little kid. It was super weird.
Well, I seen a UFO when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yep, sure
Really?
did. Or at least I think I saw a UFO. We
What was
were
it like?
and you know what's weird about this? It was in Charleston, Virginia, which is not too far away from the Mothman Museum. But anyways, we were, I don't know, man. I want to say I was like maybe like 10, 12 years old, somewhere around in there. And my stepdad's family owned a house in the mountains on top of, up on the mountain. Like you need to, have a 4-wheel drive vehicle for that. But anyways, it was in the country. I mean, it was way out of the way. You shit in an outhouse. You pumped your water. You know what I mean? If you wanted to heat the place, you were cutting wood. It was that kind of house. You know what I mean? It was what you would traditionally think someone from West Virginia would live in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we always used to sleep in the van. My grandpa Walton used to have a big like van, like a gold van, Chevy van. We used to sleep in the back of that. And one night I got up to use the restroom, and I thought it was shooting star, but it on like maybe 3 mountain tops over, something came down out of the sky, all the way down there. Like the tops of them are kind of whacked off. You know what I mean? They're kind of clear cut. You know what I mean? And it come down, stopped, and then shot right back up in the fucking air. Probably one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. I can never explain that.
They go like straight up?
Straight up. It came down at an angle. It almost like a basketball, dude. It came down at an angle, stopped, and then shot right back up. One of the
I feel like that area, that West Virginia area, that's like a hot spot for sightings, right?
From what I understand, West Virginia and Southern Ohio, that little area right there is really fucking weird down there. Where Jennifer and I go, like the Hocking Hills, the Wayne National Forest, that area around there, and then across the state line into West Virginia, there's a lot of weird shit going on. The Mothman Museum is right down around there. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit going on down there, dude. Like Ohio University is one of the most haunted places in the United States. And that's in Athens, and that's in the Wayne National Forest. So I don't know if you've seen that cover photo I just uploaded on Facebook, but the Moonville Tunnel, that's all right. That's supposedly haunted. We go there all the time. But yeah, it's a weird fucking area down there, man. Super weird, dude. Like Indian burial grounds and whatnot, bros.
I was
Cool, man.
This one I've told on the podcast probably within the first 20 podcasts when we came on.
Mm-hmm.
But I was dating this girl. I was at her house. It was just her and mom and I. We were sitting on the couch watching TV. And her bedroom was right next to the living room, right? And my girlfriend's mom's boyfriend was recently killed in a motorcycle accident. I had never met him, but it was like 3-4 months before I came into the picture. And Diane, her mom, says to me, "Do you know anything about guns?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I've shot before and everything." She's like, "Howie's guns are in the room. Would you mind helping me clean them and oil them?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I walk in the bedroom, and you ever seen those gun racks that have room for like 3 guns? There's a little cabinet on the bottom for ammo, and to put the gun in, you have to twist it like this and drop it down.
Mm-hmm.
So on the top, I don't remember the order, but I'm pretty sure the top had a 12 gauge, and the middle rack had like a 22 rifle, and on the bottom, I remember there was this cheap shit Daisy pump style BB gun.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in the room, I grab the first gun, the 12 gauge, and I get the gun oil, and I clear the weapon, I'm cleaning it. We're watching TV. I spent a few minutes oiling it up. It wasn't being clean because it was shot.
Getting
it was just because
greasy.
they had been sitting. So I oil the gun. I go back in the room.
My future mother-in-law, oiling it up. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I go in the room. I grab the second gun, which was like a 22 rifle. I do the same thing. This is over a period of about 25, 30 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Right. I put the second gun back. And then I came out to see what was going on TV with whatever it was we were watching. I sat down. And about 15 minutes later, no shit, I hear this loud crash. I mean, and it was really loud. We both jump up off the couch. We run in, look in the bedroom. That BB gun, which was on the bottom, was on the floor. There's no way possible that gun was dislodged or anything. Because, again, in order to put it in, you have to go straight in and roll it down into the loops where it sits. She looked at me. She was white as a ghost. I grabbed that gun off the ground, oiled it up, and put it back on the shelf. And she's like, Howie was upset that you did not. He thought you were missing that third gun. Swear to God. You can listen to the podcast, find it. It's on there, same story. And to this day, it sends a chill up my spine.
Wow, dude.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Scary.
This one time I touched this dude's wiener. It was totally on accident. That was scary.
So
That's funny though, dude. My brother-in-law, I'm going to tell you a funny story. My brother-in-law was a germphobic.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was. If you went to his house and touched one thing, he knew it was moved from its place. Even a spoon on the counter, right? So he had this Volkswagen Golfer sitting in the car. We were working together at the time, and this was 15 years before COVID, right? And he has hanging from a little keychain on like one of the AC vents, hand sanitizer. And that was before anybody even really used that except him. And he reaches, we're going down the road, we stop at a red light, he grabs the hand sanitizer and squeezes it in his hand and goes like this, and he just sits there and he hands it over to me, puts it towards me, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And he goes, it's hand sanitizer. And I'm like, are you fucking sick? And he's like, no, I'm not sick. I'm like, what? You put that on all the time? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, you think I'm nuts, don't you? I go, no. I said, I guess it's good to keep around just in case you accidentally touch someone else's dick. But he was absolutely germ phobic. He wouldn't touch a doorknob after you touched the doorknob. I mean, it was crazy. I used to drive him nuts because I'd rub my hands all over the doorknob, and then he'd look at it and grab a paper towel. But it became an obsession, and that kind of obsession just grew, manifested into where some people can't even, live a normal life after that.
Well, it sounds like he was ahead of the curve
Yeah.
of being nervous about germs,
Right.
Definitely.
The whole germ hand sanitizer thing, thankfully, is dying down.
Yeah, right?
Seems like basically.
I mean, not for nothing, but, I wash my hands and shit, so, I didn't understand the whole thing. Like, everyone's walking around freaking out about, like, that shit. It's like, when all that originally happened, I come out and told Jennifer, I walked right out into the living room, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking, but if that shit's out and everybody's getting it, there ain't no stopping it. No matter what they do, there ain't no stopping it.
Yeah.
There ain't no stopping it. History will show you that there ain't no stopping it. You know what I mean?
No.
Something crazy like that happens. It's going to happen. It's either going to affect you or it isn't. You know what I mean? Those are just the nuts and bolts of it. You know what I mean? And you got to take a quick evaluation of the population and be like, yo, who is this affecting? Okay, let's protect these people. That's not what happened. The opposite is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, yo, let's just make some shit up, do some shit, and use this to our advantage while we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels
Use
like
this
a
to our
million years.
advantage while we can. We'll get the most out of it we can. You know what I mean? We'll get what we want for 4 years at least. It's gonna turn out
It was
to be
perfect timing.
perfect timing, man. Perfect timing, bro. That's the greatest. That's the
Kind of
greatest.
looks like the whole monkeypox thing they tried to squeeze on us. People aren't having it.
Yeah, well, they nixed talking about that real quick when they found out some dogs were getting it.
Right. Well, they nixed that real quick when they found out it's translated from asshole to penis. So I don't really have much to
And
worry
dogs
about
are
that,
getting
guys.
Dogs are getting The best part are dogs are getting it too. When I seen that, I got a good chuckle out of that. I was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
And the big influx of it was in July.
Yeah. Oh man, sweaty ass season, boy, oh boy.
Mark's favorite
Yeah,
time to eat it.
Yeah.
I missed the COVIDs. Like I didn't get anything until like August. One day I was like real tired and took a COVID test. And, I have COVID. Didn't miss a day of work though. It was like so mild.
I mean, I could make a Marcus Bay shirt. It's just about like how grody is that. You know what I mean? Like I explained this to you guys before, and you guys are you two fucking cunts are gonna try to go over my head to Chris to get him to make a Marcus Bay shirt. I mean, I have the artwork on the screen right there. You know what I mean? I could do it tomorrow if I wanted to. It's just about, is that tacky or not?
Depends what you do with the proceeds.
Right. What would
So I
you
don't
do
know,
with
like, I don't know if
what would you do
yeah,
with the proceeds from this said shirt? Because if somebody, like I told you guys before, if you can come up with a good idea onto what to do with the proceeds of the shirt, of said shirt, I will gladly upload it. I'll put it on the website and people can buy them. You know what I mean? But we got to figure out something something legit to do with the cash, the proceeds from it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I'm sure
We
won't
got
be a
that,
lot of money, but
you could put it in a pool or something. That way, when you see one of these window cleaners break a leg or something, you could use that for a donation or something.
okay.
Uh,
Good idea.
I mean, is that something hard to monitor?
I don't think so.
I mean, the artwork's there, man. I mean, we could do it. I see, and that's another thing, the reaching out to his family thing. I mean, his family was, and I could be wrong about this, but I kind of got the impression that they were like, all right, dudes, later. You know what I mean? Like after, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think if anything, maybe reach out to him and say, hey, we're gonna do this in Marcus's name, and any money that's made or generated from it, we're gonna just donate to dudes that fall on hard times that are in the industry, like the Marcus Bay Fund or something like that. You know what I mean? And that's true. Definitely, he was definitely all about giving to other people. He was a strange bird, but he was a good dude, though. I do miss his.
I really liked him, man. There's something about it. I liked how he just I liked his style of cleaning windows and just doing what he did and playing beats over it.
What I liked was, the one thing that I liked the most is he never gave in and turned the camera around. He stayed true to the way he did videos. That was the thing I liked the most about Marcus, is that he never turned the camera around. It was all about cleaning windows. All you seen with those were his hands. You know what I'm saying? I liked that. You know what I mean? That was cool. I miss that. I miss Marcus. He was a good dude. He always
and his raw enthusiasm.
Yeah, raw enthusiasm. Yep. He was always had something cool to say, something nice to say. You know what I mean? Like he would see something on Facebook, he'd reach out to me and be like, "Hey man, you know what I mean? Like this, that, and the third." You know what I mean? He was just a good dude, man. He was a good dude.
Macafracka.
Mm-hmm. What's so funny? This, that, and the third? Okay. All right, good talk.
Yeah.
Who left?
Talking to.
Huh? I was just talking in general, you know?
Oh.
Just shooting the breeze in general, you know what I mean? That's all I was doing. Just the old general shooting the breeze. The old general shooting the breeze thing. You know what I mean? I think we're on the verge of all-out war. It's going to be most likely an EMP. They're going to make you think it's going to be a nuclear attack. It's not going to be. It's going to be an EMP. They're going to shut down the power. We're going to run out of food. All the farmers are saying we're going to run out of food. They keep saying it. Now they're saying we got a 25 fucking day supply of diesel. I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but diesel's pretty important for trains, planes, and automobiles. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
The best personal
problem.
investment you could make now is meat in the refrigerator. Buy food.
Right.
Yeah. Get a freezer. If you ain't got a freezer, get you one. I got me a freezer. I
got one in the basement. Yeah.
I got me a big old freezer sitting there. I got a pantry. I try to keep a couple cases of water, but I'm not crazy though. I'm not going for the whole 90-day supply, spending $6-7 on a bunch of prepping supplies. I mean, why? You're not gonna be able to take it anywhere. Anything happens that lasts longer than 30 days, within 2 weeks, these McDonald's eating motherfuckers will be eating each other. It'll be zombie land. You seriously? I mean, do you not realize there is a portion of the population that cannot fend for themselves?
Listen,
there's a portion of the population
funny.
that you open up their refrigerator and all they got is a jar of pickles in it. You know what I mean? There's, shit. Ooh, shit could go bad fast, man. Real
if
fast.
I might.
Bullets. That's what you need, cuz. Bullets.
If I might have a minute.
Go ahead. You
I'm
have
glad
all the minutes you want on this podcast. You do every
I'm-
week. Let me play your intro.
This is serious. I'm glad that you brought this up because you've ever heard of Good Ranchers? Good Ranchers is a meat delivery service just like Omaha. You know what I'm saying?
Omaha
It's all
Steaks,
grass-fed American beef from American farmers.
Yeah.
And 6 months ago, we started using their. I'm not a fan of, subscription meat, but it's actually pretty good. So they sent out email letters. So this comes directly from Good Ranchers. Anyone wants it, I can forward it to you. Okay. It's called lab grown meat about to take over the food industry? It says it's happening. It looks like the people pushing lab grown meat are making big moves to help the U.S. food industry. President Joe Biden's executive order last month on biotechnology and biomanufacturing could pave the way for lab-grown beef, chicken, pork, and seafood to be sold commercially in the U.S. This order could drive federal agencies to sign off on companies looking to sell lab-grown meat, aka products grown from an animal's cells in a bioreactor.
It's not going to work, bro.
Don't eat that shit. Don't eat.
They can do it all. They can already do it all they want, but that shit you can't. That ain't. Don't eat that. Don't
eat the beakless chicken.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If that fucking chicken ain't suffering and having another chicken shitting on it for its entire life, I don't want to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if that chicken ain't getting shit on by another chicken, what kind of chicken is it?
Listen, I want my chicken some harm, right?
Yeah, listen, I want my chicken to grow in a cage only. I don't want it to ever move. I want it to be injected with shit. You know what I mean? Sorry, Mark. You want to read more about Omaha Steaks?
Not Omaha Steaks.
Mark's eating lab meat. That's great.
No,
it tastes so good. It's so tender.
That's how the zombie apocalypse starts.
Yeah, Omaha Steaks.
I got a great deal.
Anybody wants my great Mark
They
is,
sent me 10 ribeyes, 20 pork chops.
Mark is fucking shilling for Omaha Steaks now.
No, I'm not.
He's
It's good ranch.
This is
Maybe Omaha will come on and be a sponsor.
Yes.
Come on, Mark's trying to make.
We gotta make Mark talk about Omaha Steaks every week, dude.
Please sponsor the show. We're saying good things about your product.
Let me finish the article, and then you can make fun of it. Lab-grown meat companies claim to eliminate animal cruelty from the meat industry, but their practices are in reality far more gruesome than you can imagine. A majority of lab-grown meat requires FBS, which is fetal bovine serum, which, as the name implies, is harvested from a developing cow fetus. A baby cow gets worse. FBS is harvested after the mother cow is slaughtered, usually a dairy cow, since they are almost always pregnant for milk production. Baby cow is kept alive to extract healthier blood from it. A needle is inserted into its heart, and blood is extracted until the young cow dies, which is often 5 minutes later. The practice is detestable and increases the suffering of all animals included. And it says it's not real meat. The fetal serum is the backbone for cell growth in the synthetic meat making process. I'm telling you, if they're making lab grown meat, this country is fucked.
This country's already fucked.
Yeah.
The fuck do you mean?
Man,
We were completely
so
energy.
lucky where I live.
We're
We have
complete.
so many farms in town here.
I mean,
It's
so do
nice.
we. So do we. I mean, this part of the country, that's not going to be an issue because I mean, this is where all your meat and shit comes from. You know what I mean? So, most places, I mean, like your pork and shit's going to be processed pretty close to you because pork doesn't have a very long shelf life. You know what I mean? So, if I don't understand what the
Damn
relevance.
swine.
I don't understand what the need there is for to make genetically modified lab grown fucking meat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, why can't we all just come to grips with the fact that maybe there's just a certain way that humans operate and certain ways that they don't operate, and if you don't want to eat this or eat that, maybe you just don't eat that. Don't worry about what I'm eating. You know what I mean? I'm not. Why does everything have to be? I understand
you
that.
might not even know. You might not even know.
Well,
It's about control.
Yeah.
It comes down to control.
Okay.
And controlling the future food supply. That's
Okay.
what it's about.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, that does make sense.
Well,
That's
got
scary.
We got a letter from them stating that due to increased decreased meat supply as well as more expense, they're going to be sending more chicken. And it says the problem isn't that we can't send you more chicken. The problem is they're killing chickens so young now that they don't know what's going to be in a year or two when there's not enough chicken.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my box that comes every month already has more chicken than beef. So, and that could be a cost savings from them trying to regulate the price, but it's still scary no matter what.
Well, this is the thing for me, is every answer to all these issues that they say that we fucking have are so like they're short-sighted and like more virtue signaling answers to issues than they actually are good answers to problems that we have. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like, okay, internal combustion engines aren't efficient. Then, okay, well, if you haven't found another viable fuel source, well, why wouldn't you try to push the technology of a combustion engine even further? You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Make them even more fuel efficient. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't. The electric car thing, I just don't jive with it, man, because you see what you have to go through to get to the point of an electric car. It won't make up the carbon footprint from its manufacturing.
No, that's not possible.
You know, it's just never. It's not possible for it to actually really be as like Earth saver like they make it out to be.
Yeah,
The electric car is also about control. It's so they can turn your vehicle off at any time.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Right. Well,
limits
I'm not
distance
going
you travel,
to.
limits everything.
You're correct on that, Chris. However, if you look at it a little bit deeper, okay, all these new automobiles, like GM has the OnStar, theoretically they can shut that car down as well and know where you are all the time.
Right.
You know.
Totally.
So the footprint of the
that's why I think if we are much more likely to see if something like war or something like that breaks out. That's why I think we're gonna see it's gonna be an electrical attack. Because I mean, just think about all communications, everything, all vehicles, everything wiped out all at one fucking time. Just done.
Well,
you can't drive a fuck like War of the Worlds type of shit. Like you're gonna need to know how to work the old points system on an old car with a fucking carburetor to get yourself going somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, my opinion, and I hope I not ever have to say I told you so, is I got a feeling that China is gonna go into Taiwan, and everything's gonna bust loose at that point.
Yeah, I think that's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because that dude, he can't even he can't string two fucking letters together, let alone two fucking words. That fucking dude shake hands with ghosts and shit. The guy's a fucking goof.
Yeah,
he can't ride a bike. The dude can do nothing. It's really, he can't walk upstairs, can't walk downstairs, can't talk. The person behind him, I'm not even going to say, invoke that troll's name, but the person behind him, the lady behind him, have you ever heard? She just as fucking dense as he is.
Oh, yeah.
They're both dumber than fucking box of rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like parody, dude. It's just straight unbelievable.
Am I right? It's almost to the point where it's like almost unbelievable how fucking dumb they are. It's like there's no way. People,
you know what the difference is
now?
No
way.
now, they're not hiding it anymore. Okay,
I just don't see how that but doesn't that bother you intellectually how fucking bad these two people are, and the fact that we are supposed to just believe that this is the best thing for us? Is America as a whole that fucking dumb?
I think it bothers everybody, but me personally, you're put in a place where there's just not shit you can do about it. And there's nothing you can say or do that's going to change anything.
And
so it's
nothing you're ever going to do.
How upset are you going to get?
Yeah, and there's nothing you're ever going to be able to do to understand it either. There's just you're never going to be able to understand it either. You can make assumptions about what it's all about, but you're never really going to know. You know what I mean? Because none of it makes sense. It actually we're in Bizarro world. It
feels like a parody of itself.
What's that fucking show?
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
that? Yeah, what's that show?
Feels like a parody.
What's that movie? That Owen Wilson. Idiocracy. That we are living that shit right now. How crazy is that? We're gonna be watering crops with Gatorade, dude.
Well, did you see it? Did you see yesterday that idiot made a speech and he was talking something about corporate greed and how, for instance, the airlines charge you $30 more if you want another 6 inches of legroom on the flight, right? Yeah. And he's going to put a stop to this corporate greed. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I fly all the time, unfortunately, now. Okay, and when I get my seat, I have an option for another $30 or $40. I can have a bigger, more legroom. Okay, well, I'm choosing to pay the extra money. You understand? And the airlines view it as if they didn't upcharge for the extra legroom, people would be fighting over those seats. Okay, it only makes sense.
Right.
Nobody's telling you have no choice but to pay the $30. They're saying you have an option to have 6 inches more legroom in these row of seats, but it's going to cost you. You make that decision. But Biden is saying that
they're not allowed to even give you the option.
People are suffering because of that. Nobody's suffering because of that.
Dude, listen,
you
man.
Make the decision.
Listen, it's not fair. It's not fair. How are fucking two dudes and their gay dog gonna fucking sit on that airplane if you got 6 inches extra room?
Yeah, what if the guy has
Mark,
a 12
it's worse
inch?
than that because he implied it was racist to have different seats.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. It's racist.
I was
not
wondering
that
if you were going to say that. So I wasn't the only one that felt like he was implying
That was the implication.
Okay.
No, no,
Okay.
he said it, but no, he wasn't
Why
implying.
is-
He said it's racist.
Yeah, that's just so strange.
No, the problem I have with it, and it's how I've seen it now over the past 2 years, is that they don't want to get rid of choice. They just want to be the ones that make the choice.
Yes.
And that's the difference.
Right.
And that's what we know better than you do, so
Yes.
we'll make it for you.
Yes.
Is the part that makes me uncomfortable.
You're exactly right about that.
And we'll get out and vote.
Yeah,
So I
get
can
out and
tell you.
vote. Yeah, go vote. Chris, thank you for coming on the show. This is way past Chris's bedtime, you guys. Chris is normally in bed 3 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. Around 7:30, 8 o'clock is when Chris goes to bed, guys. So, Chris, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sponsoring this podcast, by the way. You and all the great folks over there at windowcleaner.com.
Yeah, man. Happy to help. Love you guys. Love the show. I'm happy to come on anytime. Whatever you guys need, I'm here for you, man. It's always a pleasure to come on the show.
10%.
Thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, 10% off the entire store, correct?
Yeah, through the rest of October.
Rest of October, you guys, 10%. Dude, that Poltergeist ad, gangster. Double Gangster
Like that
9000, it was super good. I don't know whoever came up with that, but whoever came up with it, you tell them T Squeegee approved. That was excellent. But
Yes.
Mark,
Pass
it
along
was-
to Justin. He's good.
Mark, thank you for making yourself available, and I missed you last week, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that. And I'll be
so-
We
here
all
from
missed
here
you.
on.
Yeah, we all missed you.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, but you know
Good
we
to be
understand.
appreciated.
Thank you, everybody who watched tonight. Sorry that we died, but I gotta do a full system wipe apparently with my computer. Something I've never done before.
Yeah, you need
But
to
it should
wipe
be
something.
excellent. I need to wipe something. But thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Later.
See you guys.
Later.
Later.